Hey guys, welcome to my series where I play every single Wii U game that has any kind of physical release here in North America. If you want more details on the series, check out the preview video I made. I'll be leaving that preview video in the description. Game numero 4, Cabela's Dangerous Hunt 2013, released on the Wii U on December 4th, 2012, developed by Cauldron and published by Activision. So I've never played a Cabela game before. I was never into hunting games because the entire process is kind of boring to me. But maybe this game will be the thing I need to ignite my love for hunting games. It won't. You'll see. There are 3 modes at the start to choose from: the base single-player campaign, Man-Eater, and the shooting gallery. Man-Eater is mainly a 2-player mode, so I'll be skipping over that one, so let's just start with the main campaign. The game opens up with a small tutorial on how to properly use our sniper rifle. We play as Jacob, who is being taught by his dad the ways of the hunt. So far, this seems pretty cool. When you scope in, it's pretty blurry, so you can't just shoot immediately. Rather, you need to wait a few seconds to focus. If you hold down the left stick, you can hold your breath and get an even cleaner shot at the organs of the animal. The spine, heart, and brain are the best spots to shoot at. It's not bad so far. The next level takes place a few months later, where along with our dad, Jacob's brother Luke is with us. They're here to investigate and kill a bear that is running rampant through this area. Jacob is almost mauled by the bear while trying to scale up a cliff, so now we gotta track him down again. While walking along on his own, Jacob comes across some wolves that'll become a huge pain throughout the game. Trust me. You'll also come across the alpha wolf. Alpha animals will also appear throughout the game, typically with their pack. If you kill them, the rest of the pack will scatter. You know, something seems off about this whole mechanic, but I just can't figure it out. Anyways, continuing on, the bear is back looking for round 2. But just in the nick of time, Dad runs in front of the bear and shoots it square in the face. Sadly, however, the dad dies in the process. I don't know how he died, considering the bear is also dead. Maybe he was lagging, I don't know. We then cut to 10 years later, where we see a grown-up Jacob traveling to a hunting reserve in Uganda. It was apparently his dad's favorite spot to hunt when he was younger. Apparently Luke is also here too. It's been 10 years since they last spoke to each other. Luke became a very famous big game hunter according to Jacob. So that's neat, I guess. But on our way to the reserve, a sandstorm by Darude is a-brewing. So now we're on a rails section where we need to shoot away bison from attacking the Jeep. There are also leopards that will occasionally jump onto the vehicle where it will morph into a QTE. Kill them before you get attacked. This level is kinda cool, but the problem lies within dying. If you die at any point, you have to restart the whole thing over again. And this is a long segment we have here. Now, I was playing with the gamepad. You could use the Wiimote, which probably would have made this easier, but my Wiimote is kind of crappy when I stick a nunchuck into it. If you see my review of Ninja Bread Man, you would know. While escaping the sandstorm, the Jeep crashes through a bridge and now it's broken. But luckily, Jacob and the driver Ed are just fine. Now we need to find the reserve on foot while Ed repairs the Jeep. This is the point where I'm going to break it to you people. This game is not a hunting game. It is a first-person shooter similar to a ton of crappy COD clones. You barely hunt at all throughout the game. You maybe do it like 3 times. Most of the animals you kill all have a death wish against you, but more on that later. This first level isn't too annoying. You do fight some bison. They're not super tough. You can dodge out of the way of attacks with the L and R buttons. It's almost satisfying to pull off. Until later in the game. Another mechanic this game has are stats, like an RPG. You can level up 3 different stats: marksmanship, discovery, and agility. Marksmanship you get from killing animals. It'll increase your ammo count and aiming. Discovery you can level up by picking up ammo or health, and I believe you get more ammo and health when you level this up. I'm not too sure on that one. And agility you level up by rolling out of the way of an attack, which will increase your stamina and health. They only max out at level 6, and you start at level 4, so it won't take too long to upgrade them. Maybe agility, because that one's a bit finicky. To make these encounters more interesting, I'm actually going to give a little fun fact about certain animals that show up. So the bison, or the African buffalo, is actually 4 times stronger than an ox. Wow. Up ahead we find the reserve, but it's completely wrecked. Inside we get a new weapon, the shotgun, which is not as good as I wanted it to be. Again, early on it's fine, but later on it's abysmal. Here we encounter some hyenas. Another fun fact, a hyena's bite force is 1100 psi, which is stronger than a lion and a tiger. You fight a bunch of these things in the reserve. Is this appropriate behavior for a hyena? I'm not too sure. Later on, we come across a rhino, which acts as our first boss. The bosses in this game are pretty bad. The rhino just runs at you while you effortlessly dodge. The fun fact about rhinos, it's illegal to kill them because they're considered endangered from being poached for their horns. it was in self-defense here, would it still be considered illegal? I think it would be. After this stage, we go into a flashback. This game flip-flops between present day and the past just to give us more story bits. The past levels are a little bit better in my opinion, but more on that later. So this will be the final time in the game we actually get to quote-unquote hunt something. This time it's a moose, the only moose in the game. Moose, fun fact, they're actually very good swimmers despite not looking like it. There was a QTE I failed here because I wasn't paying attention, so I have to restart the level again. Cutscenes and all. Yeah, there are no checkpoints throughout the game, even though there's a little load symbol in the corner every 5 seconds, so you would think there's a checkpoint, but there isn't. It's not bad right now, but again, more on that later. Before we can claim our moose, a bunch of wolves storm in. And this is the point where I have another issue with the game. The combat is awful. When you get swarmed by a bunch of enemies at once, fighting them is a metric pain in the ass because they just dogpile you and it's ungodly annoying. Doesn't help the aim assist freaks out when there are more than like 3 enemies coming at you. You'll be aiming at a target far in the back in some cases rather than the one in front of you. It's worse later on, let me tell you. Oh yeah, if you want a wolf fun fact, a wolf's saliva can actually heal wounds. How neat. Next level we get introduced to the big cats, leopards and lions. I absolutely hate these guys. Again, later on is where I get a bit more peeved at them, but for now they're fine. Leopards will hide and jump across trees before they attack. They can be very annoying, especially since they never stop spawning, it feels like, so it's best just to run through any crowded tree area. Here's a leopard fun fact, they have adapted retinas and can see 7 times better in the dark than we can. The lions, man, what a piece of crap these guys are. They act similar to the leopards, they don't climb trees, but the AI is the same. The male lions are real bastards though. They sometimes take like 3 shotgun blasts to the face before they die, it's insane. Even the rifle you need to hit them like twice if you're unlucky. Here's a lion fun fact, their roar can be heard up to 5 miles from the source. While running from the lions, the bridge we cross collapses and we need to find another way to Ed. Along the way we fight crocodiles who only appear in this area. Crocodile fun fact, even though their bite is the strongest of any animal, their jaw opening muscles are very weak and can be held down with just a rubber band. Another boss, this time it's a hippo. A hippo? I don't think I ever played a game where I had to go on one-on-one with a hippo. Yeah, no, I can't. Nope, can't think of one. The fight is the exact same thing as the rhino. Just roll out of the way. Hippo fun fact, they can't jump because their vertebrae is fused together, making it so they can't bend their backs. Next level is a canyon level where we come across baboons who act just like the hyenas. Yeah, the enemy variety is very bad. They all look different, but in reality there are like 2 enemy types. It's pretty lazy. The baboons come in hordes like every other animal in this game. There's a part later where you fight them inside of these ruins where there just so happens to be a giant trap door to dump them in. Why is this here? Here's a fun baboon fact. 94% of our genes are actually shared with baboons. We will evolve into monkeys soon enough. Next level is another flashback. It's another subpar level. This time introducing the mountain lions, which are just a reskin of the leopards. Mountain lion fun fact, it can live off the same large prey for 2 weeks by hiding it and occasionally taking some bites out of it. The next level, though, is where my enjoyment goes down the toilet. Not that I was having much fun to begin with, but hear me out. We do get the crossbow in the stage, which is somehow more effective at close range than a shotgun. Okay? But this is where the enemies are just too much to handle. Each lion, leopard, and panther a bit later will come in hordes of like 30. It's unbearable at points. The way Jacob moves is just not built around fighting a billion enemies at once, and they just never stop spawning. You need to keep moving forward or you'll be stuck fighting these stupid things forever. I haven't really been talking about the story that much, only because it's not amazing. It's not bad, but I just don't really care about it that much. Jacob gets bit by a poisonous snake and now needs to find Luke before he dies. This part has you slowly lose health while being bombarded by every single stupid animal in the jungle. Luckily, there are natural growing medkits nearby to heal you up. Luke does end up finding Jacob and heals him, but not before we go into another flashback. This one recalls the time where Luke and Jacob go out hunting for a bear, but it doesn't go as planned. You do defend Luke from some wolves on the ice, you shoot the ice beneath them. It's kind of entertaining, but not super exciting. It's fine, I guess. You'll be defending Luke a lot in this game. The next level introduces the Panthers, which, if you can guess, are just reskins of the lions. Panther fun fact, they're able to leap 20 feet into the air to catch their prey. This level also has the black lions. These guys are the worst enemies because they take like 1,000,000 shots to kill, and they come in packs along with the panthers. I would have a fun fact here, but black lions aren't a real species of lions, so sorry. So let's just say that the black lion has skin made of steel because they can survive 2 meat shotgun blasts and be perfectly fine. Imagine if these things were real. This level has a part where you need to get TNT to blow up a door. While carrying it back to the door, you get swarmed by panthers and black lions. Again, it doesn't seem like a bad segment, but the problem is they spawn like 500 of these things, and trying to dodge and kill these things is very hard to do. Why do they have to spawn so many of these things? It's honestly ridiculous. The next level was my breaking point. It starts off fine with you having to defend Luke from panthers, but the small jungle area after this really sucks. There are rope traps which are a bit hard to spot. If you get caught, you get strung up and get piled on by a bunch of leopards. You need to shoot them to avoid damage. Problem is that every time you shoot, the camera shakes around so much it's almost impossible to kill them. It's a freaking deagle you're shooting, it's not a Barrett. My health was completely drained here. The next part after is another annoying throw 50 lions at the player and watch him die bit. I died here because I ran too far and got caught by the alpha black lion. Oh yeah, I didn't mention him. The alpha black lion is the main antagonist, I guess. Apparently he killed someone and Luke made it his mission to hunt him down. But Luke apparently sucks at doing his job. Some big game hunter you are. Oh yeah, no checkpoints, so that means I have to do everything all over again, like defending Luke and avoiding rope traps. So with this part you need to shoot the alpha black lion or else he'll keep spawning more lions to come and kill you. It's hard to get a shot in on him because the other 5,000,000 lions never let you get a shot in. Every time you get hit, your view goes all over the place and you have to keep like resetting your aim each time. It's very annoying. After you shoot away the alpha, the final part of the stage is Luke getting surrounded by panthers. Luke, can you go like 4 seconds without being swarmed by a bunch of animals? You need to shoot the alpha hiding on top of the cliff to proceed. I didn't know this, so I shot randomly into the large group of panthers, where in turn, the alpha leapt onto Luke and got mauled. Oops, sorry Luke. But it looks like I'm restarting the level again. Good. Well, after trying again and almost dying, I shot him and saved Luke. That was awful. That whole level sucked. There were so many freaking animals, dude. It was overwhelming. The next level is another flashback. This level is much easier than the last one. I still have to fight like 7,000 wolves, but it's a bit easier here because they don't throw like 8 of them at once. This level concludes with a boss fight with the bear. Yeah, the big brown bear that has an overwhelming presence throughout the game, so it's pretty hype. When you finally reach it, however, the fight is the exact same thing as the rhino and the hippo from earlier. Really? You couldn't make this fight any better? I guess you do have this final moment where there's a QTE to finish him off. I guess that's kind of cool. But we don't even collect the body, so what's the point? If you want a fun fact about bears, bears can actually see in color, unlike most mammals. The last level, the showdown with the alpha black lion. Before getting to him though, you need to run past like 1 billion other giant cats. The fight itself is not very good. The alpha just stands in the hallway while he calls upon other lions to attack you. You do get a brief window to shoot the lion with the rifle once you kill all the current grunt lions. After enough shots, he'll run away. You rescue Luke, who got abducted by the alpha earlier. Now the final part of this fight is a QT, and yeah, I died here. I didn't have much time to react to this, so that's great. I guess I'm playing the whole level again. I passed the QTE this time, and the last part of the fight is just a normal mob fight. After enough shells to the face, he's finally dead. Honestly, it was pretty satisfying to kill this thing after it sent hordes of his goons to kill me. Now the hunting vacation can start for real. Credits. Really? Yeah, this game only takes around 2 hours to beat, if you don't factor in dying constantly. Guess I got my wish for asking for a short game last episode. One more thing to check out is the shooting gallery, which is no joke, better than the entire campaign. It's just an on-rails shooter, but this was way more enjoyable than anything I did in the main story. Well, that concludes my playthrough of Cabela's Dangerous Hunts 2013. This was not a very good experience. I thought I would have some fun with it, but it was more frustrating than anything. Let's get to the ranking. Gameplay is going to get a 1.5 out of 5. The first problem I have is that it's not even a traditional hunting game. Now sure, they were going for something different, but it's not good. The overall design is just bad. You get swarmed with hordes of enemies, and the movement of Jacob is just not fit for this kind of thing. It's just bad. The level design isn't very good. It's linear the whole way through with very little in terms of hidden paths or secrets. Also, the game is 2 hours long. It's good for my sanity, I guess, but bad if you spend a ton of money on it when it was new. The presentation gets a 3 out of 5. I mean, the game looks fine for 2012 standards, I guess. The character models don't look great, but the environments are nice to look at. The story is also fine. It's just two brothers trying to reunite with each other after their dad dies. It's okay, it's nothing really worth your time. Some cutscenes have a problem where the quality will drop to like 360p though. I have no clue how that happens, and there's also some desync with the models during some cutscenes. The fun factor gets a 0 out of 5. I didn't really enjoy my time throughout this game. Even before the unbearable hordes of lions, I just wasn't into the main gameplay. Nothing about it was unique or interesting. The movement was just so bad. Also, the lack of any checkpoints during levels got really bad, and replaying certain levels got annoying real quick. The replayability gets a 1 out of 5. The only reason is for the shooting gallery. The main story is not worth replaying again. You can find deer antlers during the main story to unlock more levels for the shooting gallery, but it just isn't worth it. So the final score for Cabela's Dangerous Hunts 2013 is a pitiful 1.375 out of 5, or a 1.4. Yeah, this was not a good game at all. I'm kind of shocked, to be honest, that I hated this game that much. I think if the game had checkpoints, better movement, and less hordes of enemies, it could be somewhat decent. But for now, it's just a very below mediocre COD clone. With that out of the way, it's time to spin the wheel and see what we get next. Okay, the next wheel spin. I added 2 games to this list, so we got a little more variety here. I wonder if we'll get Pac-Man this time. We almost got it twice before. Let's see if we'll get it again. Let's go. I unplugged in my headphones. Oh well. Oh my god. And the funny thing is, I just bought this game. And I didn't get it in the mail yet, but I just bought it. It's going to come today. And I almost got Pac-Man again. So next episode will be Xenoblade Chronicles X. This one's probably going to take a while.